Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be going over the Morphe 35XO holiday palette. I put off buying this for like, what was it, 2 days. It came out on the 15th and I bought it last night and caved in and got it. I don't know what it is. This reminds me of a bigger version of the New Nudes palette, and I was obsessed with the New Nudes palette, and I don't know. I just caved in and got it. So this is the palette we are going to be going over. I decided not to get anything else in the collection because y'all know my luck with Morphe is very back and forth. Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. So I just wanted to stick with the palette for this time around. But so far with the swatches and everything, I feel like I'm gonna really like this palette. I didn't do my eyes yet because, you know, we gotta use this palette. But yes, it's very much up my alley right now because definitely the New Nudes is a grab and go everyday palette for me. And then the other two palettes that I've been using is the Pure Raw Beauty Christie palette. This side of the palette I've been using a ton, which has this shade and the browns I've been mixing together so much. And this palette does have kind of orangey toned browns with purple shades, and I'm excited. And then the Carly Bible palette is also another palette that I always lean towards, which has like the purpley shades and then the kind of peachy brown shades. So I convinced myself and now we are going to test it out. I kind of feel like I wish I could change up the background a little bit again because I'm in the Halloween mood, but like with this kind of like reddish sweater and the kind of, you know, holiday palette, I'm like, is it Christmas yet? Nope, 2020 isn't over yet. Now let's get into the swatches. I actually swatched this entire palette, all of these shades on one single arm, and I didn't split it in two, and I'm kind of proud of myself with that, but there is a lot of shades. So I'm just gonna play the video. I'm very hopeful that this palette is gonna work out for me because the way everything swatched out looked really good, swatched really good. I know you can't judge a palette by the swatches, but I have noticed in the past that with Morphe palettes, if there's a shade that swatches a little funky, it doesn't really show up on my eyes very well. So that's just my experience with Morphe, but there's a few shades in here that I am just really excited to get into and do a look with. So yes, loving this palette. I love the transition of everything to where it's like these first two rows. I have it upside down. It doesn't have a mirror in it. A lot of times I'll have it upside down just because it's easier to hide the mirror that way. But like these first two rows are very much like spring, wedding, like the Carly Bible palette, like very easy neutrals. And then you get into like the more deeper shades to where you can get like a pretty sultry pinky look from this. So let's hope I can do something awesome with this palette. So I'm gonna prime my eyes with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna zoom you guys in and we're gonna get into this. Eyes are primed. Now the first shade that I'm gonna get into is Just Friends, and for this whole video I really want to test out the formula of these because, like I said before, I don't know, Morphe is very up in the air for me sometimes. Sometimes the palette looks really nice and then it performs not the way I would like it to, and then sometimes it's the other way around to where it performs but I don't really like the colors all that much, and then very rarely do I get a palette that I really like. So hopefully this one is a one that I really like, but I'm just kind of blowing this out. The next shade I'm gonna go into is Let's Snuggle, and I'm gonna put this one on my outer corner and swooping it up into my crease. I kind of wanted a little bit more sultry today, and I'm also gonna put that Let's Snuggle shade under my lower lash line. So far everything is blending out a-okay. Now I'm gonna take the shade Charmer, and with Charmer, just further up, deepening the crease, outer corner area, and putting this one also on my lower lash line in the outer corner. All of these shades are blending out really nicely. Very smooth transition so far for the mattes. I'm just gonna take a little bit of my eyeshadow primer, layering it up, cutting the crease, because I really want this shade to stand out. And then I'm gonna use the shade Too Swoon. This shade is so pretty when I swatched it out. And I'm gonna use it wet just to avoid fallout. I think this shade would look so pretty with these like orangey browns. Oh yeah. This shade is gorgeous. I really love this shade, the kind of like purpley shade with the browns. But I am gonna go in and just blend this area a little bit with some of the browns, and I'm gonna go back in with Charmer and touch up this outer corner, and then I'm gonna take the shade Your Move and highlight my inner corner, and that's pretty much it for the eyes. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup off the camera and I'll show you guys the completed look. All right, and this is the completed look. I used the Rare Beauty lipstick in Courage on my lips, and I put a little bit of Fenty Beauty Fly Pencil in Perpetrator on my waterline to kind of tie in a little bit more of that subtle purpliness. But I actually really like how this look went, because I feel like I never really do neutral looks on my channel, and so I don't know, it's kind of nice to have something a little fall neutral but still kind of glamorous. I don't know, I really like it. But let me know if you guys would like a 3 looks 1 palette video with this 35XO palette. I'd love to dip into more of the purpley shades. I don't know, I just feel like this could be a grab and go palette. Also, let me know if you guys would like a video with this palette. This one was on sale. The Main Event palette, 24M Main Event palette, Morphe names, you know. But in person, this palette is gorgeous, okay? Like, this whole 2 bottom rows is calling my name, and it speaks fall to me. So let me know if you guys would like a video on this palette, even though it's a little bit late in the game. I mean, I'm a little bit late in this game anyways, but let me know, because I like how this palette performed today. Morphe is getting on my nice list right now, and so I don't know, I'm kind of feeling it. Let me know. This is the end of this video. If you guys are looking for a little bit more of a Halloween look and not so neutral, I did a Beetlejuice look, and I'll have that video right over here for you guys. This video will be suggested to you by YouTube, and my face will be right here where you click on it and subscribe to my channel.